Hello everybody, Lurgs here, welcome to my channel. I'm here to save you time and money. And today, how to fit a stair gate. All you're going to need for today is this and this. Oh, right, let's get cracking. Now you may want to fit a stair gate because you've got a puppy in the house or you've got young children. And most people would install a stair gate at the top and the bottom of the stairs. And for the purpose of this demonstration, I'm just going to install this one at the top of the stairs. So let's just climb the stairs. And this is the stair gate that I'm going to be installing here. Now this is a Mothercare stair gate. And it has the handle there which locks it into place. And we've got 4 bolts in each corner. Now all of these bolts are designed to slide in and out, which is where you get the adjustment from. And then I'll explain how that all works as we install it with the locking nuts. A quick demonstration here. As I'm tightening this nut up, that is pushing the bolt and the rubber pad outwards against the wall. First thing you need to do is just offer it up to the place where you're going to be installing it. Now just be very careful doing this if you're at the top of the stairs. Obviously it'd be a lot easier with 2 hands. I'm filming with 1 hand and trying to install it with the other hand. Just line it up so it's generally in the middle of the frame of the staircase. Obviously it's very loose at this point. Now with these nuts, what you're doing is you're tightening them up clockwise as you're facing inwards. So as you're facing the bolt, by tightening up that nut, that pushes the bolt and the clamp outwards. But you can just pull it out like this and then tighten that nut up with your fingers. That is the locking nut which locks it into place. Now we can tighten that up further a bit later on in this video, but for the moment we're just going to hand tighten it just so the frame sits nice and still within the 2 walls. So I've just pulled this bolt out and I'm just going to tighten this nut up with my fingers and thumb. And then we've just got the one at the top. Again, just push it out towards the wall. And then tighten up that locking nut. And there's a link above now about how to clean your UPVC window frames so they stay clean. And then a few more turns just with your thumb and fingers. And that should hold it rigidly in place against the walls. But obviously it needs tightening up. So don't think that we're finished yet. By hand tightening those 3 nuts, that should hold the frame in place. And there's a link above now about how to fix sticking curtains on curtain rails. Really good tip. And I'm just going to open the stair gate here and we've got enough tension for it to actually hold itself in place. Now the rigidity of this frame is on these 3 bolts here. And what we do now is you tighten up these locking nuts with a spanner. Again, you're tightening these clockwise as you're facing inwards, and that's pushing the bolt out towards the wall, therefore tightening the whole frame up against itself. So let's do this one. Now don't go mad to start with, just make sure you gradually do each one on each corner. And just another quick word of caution, if you're tightening up against a plasterboard wall that's got no timber behind it, that can be very frail, so you don't want to put too much pressure on a plasterboard wall. Let's just tighten this one up. Now by tightening these 3 bolts up, this keeps it nice and rigid in the frame. And the final adjustment we do on the handle locking mechanism. I'm just going to carry on tightening up the bolts here with a little help from Daisy. She wants to know what's going on. And there's a link above now about how to check your car battery using a multimeter. And I'm happy with the tightness of the frame now. I'm just going to open the gate And the rigidity of the frame is on these 3 bolts here, and it's nice and secure. So I've tightened all those 3 bolts up with the locking nuts. So it's nice and firm. And the final adjustment is to adjust the locking handle mechanism. And we do that over here. So just undo this locking nut. And what you can do is you can get a good firm grip on this. And by tightening it clockwise, this is actually moving into the frame. Now let's see if it shuts. No, it's still banging against the wall, so that's no good. So I just need to tighten that inwards again. So this is basically going into the frame. Because what you want is you want about a 3 or 4 millimeter gap when it's closed in the frame before you lock it into place. And there's a link above now about how to keep your washing machine hygienically fresh. It still needs adjusting slightly, so I'm just going to keep turning it. Once you've got it into the correct position, that's just about perfect. You can then tighten up the locking nut just with your fingers. And then when you push that handle down, that pushes the bolt and the pad outwards and locks it all into place. Now I'm just going to come around the other side here to demonstrate it from the other side. It's a little bit clearer. We lift it up over the frame. And then we pull that handle down and that pushes it against the wall and locks it firmly into place. Now this is absolutely rigid in place. And to undo it, you just push the button on that handle mechanism, pull that lever upwards, lift the whole gate up and then open it. Lock it back down. Job done. If you found that video useful, please subscribe by pressing this button down here so you don't miss more videos on how to save you time and money. There's also some other videos around the edges of the screen here. If any of those are useful to you, then you can select those now. Thank you for visiting my channel, everyone. I really appreciate it.